HX.
Turn your digital devices on. Tune into the trendiest team in town. Bringing you music, great guests, hot topics, and lifestyle views that's going on now. It's the Miss O Show, O Show. It's the Miss O Show, O Show. It's the Miss O Show, O Show. It's the Miss O Show. We're about to get this poppin' now. O Show.
Hey,
welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, we in the homes today. We in the homes. The comfort.
Oh my God, yes. We are in the house today.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What it do, Ms. O?
Oh man, I miss you. Like, I hate that, we are in the house, but it is what it is, and we're gonna make it do what it do. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm good. It's Monday, and the extension of the weekend brings the Miss O Show.
Yes, and yes, indeed. Oh my God. So listen, so we wanted to basically start off. I know you guys are used to us being in the studio, and we were due to be in the studio, but due to the storms and everything that was happening in the whole area, we decided to have it in the house and just be safe and make sure that everyone was safe. So that is why we are in the house tonight.
Yes. and yes, that is definitely the reason why we're in the house, because that weird storm that kind of just blew by real quick.
I know, and it really did. Well, thank God it blew by really quick, because first of all, they were talking about it was supposed to have been like pretty bad. So
70 miles an hour winds,
and hail and all that good stuff.
Yes, it was crazy. It was crazy. But before we go any further, I would just like to give a heartfelt shout out to Ms. Nana real quick. She cannot be with us tonight, but she is in our hearts and on our minds.
Yes, she is, and we want to send her our love and light. We truly do. Like I said, one thing about when you are doing radio, or when you're doing anything, period, you always, things happen and you got to be able to adapt, but you also have to understand, that life happens, and we want to make sure that everybody is good and everybody's in a good space. So as Swangan said, Nina's not going to be able to join us tonight, but we know that y'all love to see two beautiful women and swanging. So
I know I do. I love to see two beautiful women. I know that. Yeah. I love to see myself too, but
of course. So we had to make sure that we had someone to grace the radio, the internet, the show with us tonight. So without further ado, who is our special guest co-host tonight?
Drum roll. What it do?
Yeah. Made me feel so good. What's good, Tom?
What's happening?
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. I know it's last minute, but I was so happy that I was able to join you guys tonight.
No, yes, we are so happy that you were able to join us. Definitely. We had a really good time with your butt last time.
Right. Yes. That damn Dada.
That damn Dada. Look, you remember too.
Today, I'm sorry, I'm not as glamorous. Got my glasses on, everything. So
baby, listen, baby, we are just super, super happy to just have you on with us, because I know it was like super last minute. I'm like, Dada! I was like 911 call, like.
I got you. I got my boo. I know how things happen, especially like you said in radio. And would it been live too? Is the difference that if it was pre-recorded, but it being live, shit happens. But I'm here.
That's right. Welcome there. It was
pre-recorded, but it being live, shit happens. But I'm here.
That's right. Okay, so somebody got is that someone's I think we're repeating ourselves.
I'm about to say I definitely heard double.
Y'all did. I didn't hear nothing. I don't
I
know.
did. I
My
heard.
good ear, my bad ear.
I heard. I heard double myself. I don't know. But anyway. So we are live on the Miss O Show. If this is your first time joining us, then thank you for joining us. If
Welcome,
you
welcome,
are
welcome.
returning, then we appreciate you
Welcome,
for
welcome, welcome.
joining us again. We always like to start our show with a show affirmation, which normally Nana does. And since she's not with us tonight, and I wasn't prepared to do a show affirmation, I'm just gonna go with what Dot I said a few minutes ago. Shit happens.
That's
so
right.
Learn how to move on.
There
Yep.
you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Mine was. I had one too. Mine was similar to it. It was more so of don't stop, get it, get it.
I that too.
I like that too.
Don't stop, get it, get it. There you go.
Don't stop, get it, get it.
Yes, gotta adapt. Life goes on. It will not stop for no one and nothing.
At all.
Yes, indeed.
At
Yes,
all. So
indeed.
you have to know how to go with the punches and be able to, move and maneuver through all of that, because that's exactly how things go. So how was everyone's weekend? We got to start with you first, Dada, because you are the, guest co-host.
My weekend was great. Very busy, very productive. I will have to say the highlight of my week was actually going to dinner with my mother and my sisters, because we weren't able to get together for Mother's Day. So
Okay.
that was the highlight of my week. I mean, it was the first time where it was just my sisters and my mother in a very, very, very long time. So it was dope. And went to the melting pot. Haven't been there in years too. A little frustrated because you hungry. You gotta let your shit sit there. Yeah, but I had a great weekend.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Well, that's a good thing. And happy, I can't remember because, it was like so many mothers. Like I was trying to remember to hit everybody for Mother's Day. But if I didn't tell you, then
you did. You was on it. You did. We said.
Well, happy Mother's Day from Swangin' then.
And what about you, swanging? Oh, we didn't even cheers. We didn't even toast. Does anyone have drinks? Just me. Listen, whatever you.
There you go.
I was so not, especially sorry, I was not expecting that. Really?
Yeah, right. From me, right? I know.
I wasn't either. I wasn't either. But
there you
so
go.
To a good show, everyone. Yes,
there
to
you
a
go.
good
there you
show.
Go. There you go.
A good show.
That's
so
right.
What's good? How was your weekend? Because I know last weekend was a little eventful for you. So
yeah. Last week was definitely crazy. I was able to get through it by the grace of God. Always got to give a shout out to the man upstairs. Then let's see. Last weekend, what did I do last weekend? Considering my week was what it was and the prior weekend was what it was, I sat my black ass all the way down. But no, I went out to Petworth Cigars. Big up to my man Chris. Friday night for a cigar and to just sit back and conversate. Saturday, I did absolutely nothing for the first time in a very, very long time. Sunday, I got myself up and I went to church. Big ups to the man.
Praise him.
Wow.
So no. That's not like my first time ever, so don't be too excited. But again, my man Chris, Petworth Cigars, he's actually a minister down at church in Clinton. Unfortunately, Springfield, I believe that's what they call it. I can't remember their entire name, but Springfield is definitely part of it. After that, we went to brunch. Smoke and Mirrors, of course, came through. Big ups to my man Dave. Then I came home and enjoyed a nice Sunday watching basketball with music playing in the background and doing all the things I love to do. Well, some of them, not all. But yeah, that was pretty much my weekend in a nutshell.
What's something that you ain't do that you want to do this weekend?
There was no biscuits to butter. How about that?
Oh my God. No biscuits to bomb. Well, I guess that can mean many of things. It can mean literally or how we probably are thinking, because
Right. Well.
we're a little gutter. Our head's a little
I
gutter.
know.
Right. Exactly. A little mannish Monday going on right quick.
I know exactly where my mind is.
I'm for sure mine was exactly where yours is.
and y'all were probably in the right spot.
Shout out to our girl Noni Love. She is tuned all the way in. So shout out to her for listening. She is definitely one of our biggest supporters and listeners of the show. So we truly appreciate you, doll, for listening in. I know she's listening in because she is a big fan of the guests that we have tonight. So I'm gonna need her to chime all the way in with her comments because she always has the best comments. But so my weekend was actually very much similar to your swinging. I purposely did not plan anything this weekend because I was like, you know what? I don't have to go out every weekend. I don't have to do something all the time. Like,
Right.
I really don't. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I felt like I had got to the point where it was like, oh, the weekend's coming. What am I doing this weekend? What am I getting into this weekend? What party am I going to? What event is I'm going to support? And I literally was like, I said, wait, I don't have to leave this house. I don't have to do anything. And so Friday, I did end up going out to dinner with a girlfriend of mine. We went to Cooper Hawks. Cooper, what the hell is it? I think it's Cooper Hawks in Annapolis. I think that's what it's called. But it's a winery. So we went there. But then Saturday, I didn't do anything.
Didn't it feel good?
Oh my God. I did go see my financy. I saw him, but I did not do anything. And I did not do anything yesterday.
See, that
Didn't
is the
it feel
greatest
like
feeling.
good?
It felt so amazing when I tell you, and I was on social media living vicariously through everybody, but I didn't feel like, damn, I'm missing out. Damn, I wish I had did that. I wish I would have. I was like, oh, they having fun. That looks great. But I really enjoyed. I ate good. I drank good. And all that shit was free. I didn't use no.
Listen, it didn't take until the actual pandemic to happen for me to slow down and not, always having events or something that's going on, being invited to go somewhere, or the girls just always like, okay, what happy hour we here and where we're going. It really didn't take for the pandemic to hit. And of course, a lot of my friends went back, they lives, ain't skip a beat, but I got into the place like, I ain't missing shit out here. I done did this for so long, and I'm finally in the place of, home, my husband, my kids, like, I ain't even somewhere I want to go do something. I'm not missing anything, and it feels so good to just be home.
That's right.
I see it. But if I get an invite, I'm out there and it's on. I'm outside.
I mean, it has to be something that, and I've become very intentional about the things that I choose to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not oh, it's Friday, let me go to this lounge because this is a lounge that everybody goes to. No, it's like I have become very intentional about what I decide and choose to go to. Because I'm like, number one, everything's expensive as hell. It costs so much money for gas. It costs money to get in. The drinks are hella expensive. Like,
talk about these happy hour prices. It's not happy hour prices.
No, ain't nothing happy about those prices.
I'm not happy with those prices.
I'm definitely not happy.
Ain't nothing happy about them prices at all.
And then like the happy hour be like such a short ass window. I'm like, first of all, most of us work, so then like you have like this really super short window. So you find yourself ordering like 3 drinks at one time. Like, give me this, and this. You know,
by the time you get to the third one, it's sitting there like
watered down, all types of shit. It ain't even worth it.
But when you don't get those happy hour prices, baby, I'm like, I've looked at my bill before and I'm like, wait a minute, why are my drinks more expensive than my food?
Right, exactly.
2 drinks is your whole meal that you just had.
Yo, I mean,
Drink
like,
is
wait a minute. Like, my drinks cost way more than my food. I'm like, girl, whether we got to drink at home or we got to stop drinking.
That right there is the main reason why I don't date. Right there.
Oh, right. Because think about that. I mean, it's
Right
my
there.
drink and your drinks too. And I'm not gonna not drink what
Uh-huh.
I normally drink just because you don't want me, you watching your pockets,
Right.
Mr. Swang. And if you can't date, you better not date, Mr. Swang.
Listen, what I just say, I ain't dating. Goddamn it, ain't no way in the world. That's a goddamn.
I like, and that's all I need to like right now.
I'm gonna have to mess around and after pay my dates and shit.
Hey, Samantha, how are you, beautiful?
What's going on, Sam? But yeah,
Good, Sam.
Yeah, that thing is just too much. That joint is just entirely too much. You said, you know what? And I think I mentioned, I don't know if it was the last show or not. Someone did take me out, and I was looking at the menu. I was like, you know what? Let me go to the short side of the menu instead of breaking her pockets real quick. See, I don't think women do that. I think women just say, you know what? He brought me out, so let me just go ahead and
I think
go out.
I will have to say it depends on one, clearly the woman, and then sometimes depends on some women know once you're already attracted to someone and they've been presented to you in that first initial situation and when y'all plan to go out, I think we already got a sense of who we're about to go out with. Once, we get to, what I mean?
Right.
We kind of have a sense. So it's not that shock volume. And these day and age, like, I mean, I was raised always be able to take care of my own in case, he don't have it. So with that being said, granted, it's been like 15 years since I've been on outside date of anything. But back then dating, I always would order what I wanted. Like, this is what I wanted. And if you can't afford it, that's absolutely fine. I can.
Yeah.
It ain't no hard feelings to me. You ain't hurt my feelings because I'm gonna get what I want, whether you're paying for it or I'm paying for it. But not every woman thinks like that.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I think for me, it's I feel the same way because I'm like, if you ask me out on a date, like if I treat myself a certain way when I go out to eat myself, and I'm not like, okay, well, I'm only going this place or I'm only ordering from this side of the menu. If I treat myself a certain way as far as my palate, don't invite me out and expect me to like be counting your pockets because
of course.
I could go out by myself.
Yeah.
And be able to eat the way that I want to eat. However, I will say that, I am not someone who is going to go and literally look at the menu and be like, I'm going to order the most expensive shit on this menu because he's paying. For some reason, I've just never been that way. Like, I just really have not, and it's always kind of been a mindful type thing because for me, I'd rather order a salad with like some chicken or salmon and then order a bunch of drinks. I'm gonna save my budget for the drink.
Right, exactly.
I will do that. I'm definitely that type of person. Every may be tight and you sit here, you want to go out and you look like, man, this shit looks so good. But the way the math is mathing right now, I'm gonna go with the wings so I can get all these drinks.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm not gonna blow the budget on like the food. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, give me this salad, add a little chicken to it, and then I'm like, I want that drink and like 4 more of those.
Right, just something to feed the liquor. I just need something to feed the liquor.
I gotta put something on my stomach, just a little something on my stomach. That's it. But the crazy part is then it goes back to what we said. It's easy for those drinks to get close to and surpass what your meal would be. You're like, damn.
Real quick.
Samantha says that she orders she orders from the middle of the menu. Where
yes,
the middle of the menu.
I could dig it. Well, like another time I was taking out for breakfast. And I didn't know the young lady was going to pay, but she ended up paying. But I ended up like just cashing out her anyway because I assumed, even though I was asked out, I assumed, you know what, let me just. I didn't expect her to pay, but she did, so I just went on and just cashed after the bill money. See, again, another thing that a lot of people probably don't take into consideration.
Well, that was nice of you. That was very nice of you, because here's a little kicker. Even though we asked your ass out, we still want you to pay. I'm just saying.
Well, which is why I had it in mind.
Unless you our boo thing, or we like our man, or like we like real close to being in a relationship.
Right.
I mean,
we still want to keep our coins. I'm just saying.
Y'all are terrible.
They're not gonna tell you, but Miss O will tell you the truth.
You are absolutely 100% correct.
That is absolutely 100% terrible.
I'll be like, you sure, baby? I got us. You sure? Okay. If you insist.
I'm not asking twice.
I know that's right.
You don't need me to do it.
I do it one time. You sure?
Man, listen. So we are so excited about tonight's show, because I know everyone has tuned in. Of course, y'all tuned in to see our beautiful and handsome faces, but I know y'all tuned in because tonight is Own Monday. It is Own Monday. Listen, if you guys watch the OWN Network like I do, because I love the OWN Network and all the shows that's on there, we have 3 amazing guests tonight. Now, as I mentioned before we first came on the show, we were due to be in studio. So our first guest was actually going to be live in studio, but unfortunately, because we're not in studio, he's going to be virtual. But our first guest that we have coming on after the break is going to be Paul, aka P.O. P.O. He is going to be our first guest, and he was on Ready to Love Potomac. Okay. Now, if y'all know anything about Paul delivers the receipts, baby. Like, woo! He gonna give it to you. So I am so excited about this daggone interview, because there is no sugarcoating. There's no, he gonna tell it like it is. And we got questions. I know he got questions. Answers. He has been interviewing all over the place since Ready to Love Potomac has went off, but there's no interview like an interview on the Miss O show. So we are so excited to be able to talk to him tonight. And that's not it.
That's right.
There's more.
And there's more.
Well, as we said, it's on Monday. So we're going to be going on to next. This show comes on right after Ready to Love. It's called Put a Ring on It, okay? Put a ring on it. And we have tonight Shay and Fonzo. Oh my God. Woo, baby. Okay. We got Shay and Fonzo from Put a Ring on It. And honey, if y'all saw this Put a Ring on It with Shay and Fonzo, they have been the most explosive couple on the show yet, in my opinion. Because baby, Shay do not play. Shay do not play about hers. Okay, she do not play. And I'm like, if I could probably be like anyone on the daggone show, I'd probably be like her. Like, excuse me, what you doing? Where you going? Who are you? Not what I mean.
Lord.
Yes. So I'm telling you, we have an explosive show for you tonight. I mean, we are not going to be talking about a topic. There's going to be no topics. There's no segments. It is literally going to be on Monday. We are giving you guys raw and uncut interviews. And we're going to have an exclusive. We got an exclusive when we interview Shay and Fonzo. That is literally an exclusive just for the Miss O show. Okay. So what I need you guys to do, if you have not done so already, I want you to grab your favorite drink. I'm sipping on some Pinot Grigio. I'm sipping on some Pinot Grigio tonight, okay? Because it's that kind of night. So I need you to put the kids away. Put them kids away. Grab your favorite drink. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a very quick break. And when we come back, we will be live with Mr. Paul from Ready to Love Potomac. So do not go anywhere, guys, because you are live on the Miss O Show.
Hey.
Yeah. I need my bell. I need my bell.
The bell, exactly.
In him is the restlessness, the seeker, the questioner, the explorer of far horizons, the hunger that is never satisfied. In him also is the tough strength that has never been fully measured, never unleashed, the resilience of youthfulness which wells from within and which no aging can destroy. Besides, I love him.
It takes a lot of courage to admit that you need help. We could actually all use little.
Hey.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, Brian, next time play some music I can sing along to, man.
I know. I don't know what the hell we listening to.
I was waiting for the verse to come in.
I told Brian to make sure he plays some music that won't get us kicked off of Facebook and all that type of stuff. So maybe that's what that was.
Hell, my singer might get us kicked off Facebook.
Oh my God. Yes, Brian, you gotta find us some better instrumental music or something that we can dance to. Shout out to Brian, our engineer, who he is the one who makes it all happen. Okay, everything that you see popping up and us flying this way and that way and coming back and zooming out, that is Brian. I would give you his Instagram, but I don't think it is the same. And I hope that when he brings back the new one, if he has, it's something that I can finally remember.
Right.
Because I could never say his damn Instagram name. But listen, without further ado, let's bring on our first guest, Paul from Ready to Love Potomac.
What it do?
How y'all doing out there?
Man, we are good. How are you?
Hey, you know, I'm living like I'm not in prison.
Hey, I know that's right. Yeah, I know that's right. Ain't shit like free.
You know, let me clean that off a little. Okay, let me see.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a little better.
Okay, y'all good?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. All right, here we go.
So thank you for joining us. I mean, I'm sorry that we're not in studio because I was looking so forward to being able to see you in studio, and like the whole in studio experience is totally different.
No doubt, no doubt. You know, I could always come back. So
well, I'm gonna definitely have you come back because the in studio experience is totally different, and I know you've done so many of these interviews, and they've been virtual, and that's why I was so excited to be like, oh, well, we're gonna have the first one with Paul that's gonna be in studio, and it's not gonna be virtual.
Technical difficulties,
Right.
apologies.
Yeah, you know what? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We always got to be ready to deliver, right?
Yes,
That's
we got
right.
to be
Showing
ready
up
to
all the time.
deliver.
Okay.
For sure. And that's exactly
Yes,
what we're going to
indeed.
do. So, for those people, and I always say this, but for those people that, may have been on a rock or just did not watch or have never watched Ready to Love, if you could just let everybody know a little bit about who you are and how your experience was on Ready to Love Potomac.
No doubt about it. So my name is Paul, aka PO, the delivery man. I think I was the only person on it that was really delivering. But Ready to Love is pretty much a dating show with 20 singles. We go back and forth and try to find love at the end of it all. My experience on the show was very different. I'll say that. Um, I spent a lot of time. I think I dated most of the women. I think I dated at least once. But in most instances, I probably dated most of the women about 4 or 5 times. So I think I had more dates than any other of my castmates that was on the show. I think I had double the dates of some of the castmates that was on the show.
Wow, really? So, but they didn't show. I'm
No.
Sure, yeah, really.
Yeah, they didn't show. They didn't show a lot of my dates at all.
That's that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's crazy, but I can say that, I've watched every season of Ready to Love, and I can say that it seemed like you were very intentional about your connections. I can say
for sure.
like you were intentional about your questions. I know some people are really like, I don't want to say bothered, but taken off like, oh, you're asking all these questions and stuff, but you seem like you were really intentional about that.
Yeah, so here's the thing. And I'll just talk about like the questions. Where people was like, yeah, he's asking all these questions. Really, it was just they only heard one question, or I'm sorry, 2 questions come from me, which was on that one date, which was the questions was kind of abstract. And during that moment, the reason why I had to even ask those particular questions, is because I wasn't getting, sort of like the normal back and forth that you would, with regular conversation. And I just thought, that, maybe I have to ask questions in a different way to trigger different responses. That way I can kind of collect the data or the information that I really needed to see if this was my person. But yeah, it was, it was like a lot of times folks, they saw that, but what they really didn't see was, I was moving in a way where it was like, okay, we don't have a whole lot of time to waste. Like, you could be out of here any day. So my thing is to make the most of it, get to it as fast as possible, talk to the people that I was interested in, and find out, if this is going to be a match. And if so, I'll play it up with, some additional vulnerabilities, later on down the line. But if not, I'm gonna pull back and go on to the next.
Okay. So do you think some of the women were I guess not direct with their answers, or they were just real general with them?
So that was one of the problems that I saw. It seemed like the women weren't really making themselves known. Like, other than like Joy Clifton, which everybody knew. You know what I'm saying? The women weren't being forthcoming with, who they were feeling, who they weren't feeling. So it was almost like you had to kind of scratch around and see, okay, well, what's what? Because they were super, like, just general, So yeah, so that was a challenge, And so, like, for me, it made it. I couldn't tell if they were being genuine, if they weren't being genuine, because they were just being normal, and we were in a process that wasn't normal. So
Yeah.
Got you. No, I mean that. Wow. I mean, I'm for sure that definitely made it difficult to kind of know because I mean, when you're in a dating situation or you're just trying to get to know someone,
right,
you're going off of the vibes, the energy, like
yeah,
and majority of us, we've been dating, we can kind of pick up like, I think she feeling me, I think he feeling me,
Mm,
right,
whatever. So I'm
yes.
for sure that makes it a little
right.
more difficult. But if we can rewind a little bit, what
Mhm.
made you decide to go on the show? And like, how did you actually get on the show? Like, did you audition? Like, how did that
Yeah.
all play out?
So you know, so let's just be clear. Like I have zero problems meeting women in the real world, and so and so yeah. So the thing was is that like the producers, or I'm sorry, the casting agency actually contacted me. Like I had no clue of what the heck was going on with this show. I was like, okay, this is what you want me to do. What? Okay, you know what? Matter of fact, send me some information so I could do the get the intel and figure out what I'm about to sign myself up for. So I actually watched all 4 seasons. Like I binge watched them like quickly, and I was real trepidatious, about turning in that last final application. I was like, I don't know. So I held that thing and I held it, and I was talking to my best friend. I was like, yo, listen, I don't know if I'm gonna get this thing up, like, and he's like, just do it, and I'm like, you know what? At least I can, live without the regret of saying I should have at least tried. Do you know what I mean? So that's what really made me go all the way in and say, okay, I'm gonna do it.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
Got
That's
it.
what's up. That's what's up. Did you learn anything from it?
yeah. I learned a whole lot. I learned that, um, man.
That's
Well,
crazy. I have a quick question.
okay.
So, do you think this experience would change the way you go about approaching a woman on the outside world, outside of television? Do you think that this whole experience will change, I guess, your whole approach in dating outside of television?
So yeah, so one that's one of the things that I was looking forward to, not being, once the process ended, was getting back to the real world and really, using my dating experience from the show and putting that into a real world experience. So for me, I learned, that not to put every person in a box. Like I used to say, okay, you know what, you're gonna get in this box. And you know what I mean? It just say, you know what I mean, you're gonna have to take this. And I learned that, people were just individuals, you know what I mean? And so for me, I was like, I really gotta step outside of, pigeonholing women and into one small category and taking them in as individuals. So that's like kind of the biggest lesson that I learned as far as putting that into a real world experience.
Now
All right.
I do have a question. So when we're watching this show, because like I said, I've watched every single season. I
Yeah,
mean, it's got to be extremely hard to be, you know, all these individual singles in this one place. And then like, it's like, hey, all right, everybody talk to somebody now, go. And then it's like you're trying to get these connections, but then you connect with someone, but then that person connects with someone else. And then like, so do you,
okay.
what are
On
your
that.
thoughts on the actual quality of the possibility of these connections really working and like real love actually happening now, because beyond like
Right,
Joy in Clifton,
right.
all the other couples from the different seasons that I've
Mhm.
seen, I don't believe that any of them are still together. So
Right. So yeah, so I'll tell you this. I mean, you come into this environment and you may find one connection, and then the whole premise of the show almost is oxymoronic, kind of, because you have to have a connection established. But then if you have one connection established, then you run the risk of not being able to participate in the show. You might get voted off, which means ultimately you have to find various connections. And then when you find that one person that you really, really care for, or that, you might see yourself with, then you also run the risk of being removed from the show or voted off, um, which it to me isn't necessarily a bad thing, but everybody's in that mode. So sometimes you find things where, or you find that process being disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? It's like no nobody is you know nobody is really doing what they need to do for the sake of the love. It's for the sake of the connection, to hold on to that so that they can at least establish something with one of the people. So you're carrying sometimes dead weight, and you necessarily shouldn't have to do that.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So
Okay.
it is a very difficult environment, because remember, love is supposed to be the end result, but also along the way there is a show that's being produced, so that they have to entertain people along the way.
Definitely.
Right.
That's
No,
first.
I
So
can see that.
another quick one. If you and Dakota would have met in a different way,
The kid, yeah.
the Decatur, excuse me, do you think that y'all would have possibly dated?
That's hard to say, because I typically have a different, there's a different style of a woman that I need to really um, deal with me. Like it's like, because I like, I don't, I mean, I have the corporate side, which I do, but then I also have the not so corporate side. And I think that she has corporate side, and then she has corporate side. So it's like that doesn't switch off for her. And for me, that could probably be a problem, down the line, because I'm like, yo, I when I come home, I'm home. Like, and this is the real world. When it's corporate, it's corporate. I put the suit and tie on, and that's that. So I don't know if that would really work in a real world experience.
No, and you know what? It's interesting because I remember that was kind of like a conversation you had when you were talking to your friend, and they had the episode when you were talking to your friend, I believe it was, because
Mhm.
you were talking about Carmen and
Mhm.
Dakia, and
Right.
like Carmen kind of like being able to be being able to deal with the Paul when Paul comes home,
Right.
and Dakia being the corporate. So I mean, I
Right. Right.
understand that. And of course, the whole Tina situation, like, oh God. And I know you've been asked a
Ooh,
million and zillion, kazillion, mafillion times,
Yeah.
but I'm just, because I
yeah.
was I was really rooting for her at when she came on and stuff. I was like, oh wow, like she's pretty, like
Right.
I was really rooting for her. And then as a watcher, I'm like, well, what the hell is going on? Like,
Right. Right.
wait a minute, like she kind of fell off the face of the earth, and we were like left to, pick up the pieces of what happened with her.
Right.
But then to get the behind the scenes after all that kind of happened, to
Mhm.
hear what happened between you two. I mean, I
Right.
know for the Miss O listeners, if you can just give us a little short synopsis of or whatever happened between you
Yeah.
guys.
Okay. So I'll tell you this. So let's just say, and from what my experience was with Christina or Tina, I think that when she came into the process, she thought, or she didn't, put or leave the street process in the street. So,
Mm,
you come into an experience where it's okay to date multiple people, and it's okay to have multiple connections. Everybody is dating openly.
mm,
And then, I think that she still had the street process. So I'm not going to say this, or I'm going to divert, and I'm going to make this person think this way, that way, and whatever. and then the fellas come together and we talk. And then when that exposure hits the ground and it's like, oh wow, oh this, oh that, you know what I mean? And then, it's kind of like, folks are finding out who you really are, and that's like game playing in a situation where you don't have to play games. And so I think that I sort of spearheaded that, because I think I jumped off, like she and I, we talked 3 times outside of the initial date that we had, or the initial day that we met. We talked about 3 times. And, over time, you start to find out things about people when you speak to them more and more often. And so I think that it was like that 3rd time was, me saying, okay, I'm cool. I'm off of this. I'm good. And then I shared with a couple of the fellas what my experience was with her. And I told them, do as you wish. I'm off the train. So, whatever y'all do, that's y'all. And they decided, nah, I don't want to take that ride either.
Wow.
So yeah, so if you go back to the episode where we were going to the getaway
Yeah.
and we met with Tommy, and
Yes.
Tommy said, yeah, guys, we need you, you guys need to give the ladies a second look and get in there. Well, and then he mentioned, okay, Tommy mentioned, okay, so Carmen's on the bottom then. And then we left out of there. Well, Carmen was never on the bottom. We actually voted Christina off right then and there. Right.
Oh wow.
And so we don't even know. We don't even know how Carmen's name got in there. So I'm guessing that after we left, they, production produced that part of the show, and Tommy was there by herself, and he said that because her name never came up. And
Wow.
so, right. And so I remember when Tommy was like, all right, so you guys need a little bit more time to go out there and do whatever. And I remember Tori was like, nah, we don't need no more time. We everybody right here.
We said what we said.
Right, exactly. And so, right. So we thought for sure that that she was gone. So yeah, so they never, I think, I'll tell you what production wanted to have happen, and they favored her a lot. Like they really liked her.
Wow.
It seemed like they wanted to keep her around because you got to think she did so much. Like, if this was a job, she would have so much insubordination on her. It'd be crazy.
Right.
But yeah, so she did some no calls, no shows, and things like that. And then she did say, yeah, so prior to us going over to that getaway, she did mention that, she, had concerns about her car, not being, I don't know, operable enough to make it there or whatever. So production actually rented her a car.
Are you? Wow.
And I was like, damn. Well, I can't even get no gas, and they rented me gas. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta put that 93 up.
Gas price. Listen, gas price expensive.
You better say it.
First, that's $5 a gallon right there. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Question for you.
Yeah.
If there's can you give me one positive and one negative thing that you have taken from this experience and opportunity?
Yeah. So one positive thing is the fact that I was able to meet a bunch of folks that I never knew in my life. And, a large percentage of the people, from the show, I have pretty good relationships with. And so that gave me an extra extension of just like brotherhood, sisterhood, types of things. And just like other people to talk to that understands what happens when you go through this type of process. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not like if I talk to somebody that never had this experience about some of the issues or the pressure or the stress behind this, they would say, you're on TV, man. What come on, man, you're famous or whatever. And, other folks that are inside of the process that they understood that. So they, that was the big shoulder to lean on. So that's the positive. The negative is the fact that, what you guys saw in the show was not me. Like everything, my demeanor, my mannerisms, everything about me did not translate very well. The way that they edited that. And the reason being, I get it, they had a character slot to fill. It's entertainment at the end of the day.
Yep.
So they
Right.
wanted to say, okay, we want this guy to be awkward. We want him to be socially awkward and
They catch all the in between moments.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. And like the first day, I remember sitting down with the network before the show aired, and they said to me, they were like, "So, how do you feel about how you'll be represented on television? Do you feel that this is going to be an accurate depiction of you?"
Mm.
And I'm like, "Oh, absolutely. Like, I came through, I delivered what I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I did.
Right.
I played my part." And I know Homeboy was like, "Man, you wait till you see this." You just wait. and when I saw that, I was like, right. I was like, I don't know who that guy is.
Oh my God. Because
So,
what
yeah.
the crazy part is I don't know why. I do not know why, because I do not know you. That is the first time that I ever saw you was on that show, but I don't know why I felt like there was holding back, or we wasn't seeing the real you. I felt that because I'm like, when we would see your scenes, even when you had your dates and
Right.
like the questions and how you were asking the questions, and then just how it the way they showed you, I just was kind of like, I don't know why I feel like they're not showing who he really is. Because
Right.
when you had the meetup with your friend, and from what you were telling and his and their depiction of you did not translate to what we were seeing. So yeah.
and I'll tell you something too. You guys and you guys may have missed this, but I'll tell you, in every episode that I was in, if I did something and it made the viewers look at me in a positive way, they would give me a little bit of shade to turn your mind at the end. I'll give you an example of that. I'll give you a good example of that. So you guys remember when I went on a date with Joy?
Right.
And that was supposed to be my second best. Like, if the world comes crashing down, you go get your second best, find that woman. Right. So that was supposed to be Joy. And I had not, like, when Joy and I met up, or actually me and Joy knew we were going on that date. So I'm on the phone talking to her. Now, at this time, we've already been discussed the fact that we just going to be friends, and, her and Clifton is going to be a thing. We knew this. So we laughing all the way there, because me and Joy, we talked every day, all the time, like brother and sister.
Right.
And so I asked production, I'm like, why am I even going on this date with Joy? And you're like, well, we just need you to, go on. And I'm like, but we're friends.
Wow.
And we already talked about that. And they was like, well, you have to, say it so that the viewers know that. So I pull up on a date. Here comes the shade. So I'm like, on the date, this is how it went. Hey, Joy, you and I feel like, you got Clifton, blah, blah, blah. You guys are great together. You kissed him and all of that. You broke hearts. And I was like, so you know what? I think we just need to be friends. And she said to me, oh, you the homie, you know what I'm saying? And blah, blah, blah. So what you heard was, you the homie.
Right.
So it looked like I got friend zoned by her. And then I go into the men's lounge and I say, I had to tell Joy that, me and her was just friends. And you guys are probably seeing this like, he's a damn lie. Because she friend zoned him. Now he's coming into the men's lounge making it like he let her down. So it was like that kind of shade throughout the whole thing. To kind of, yeah, right. So yeah, that's hard. That's a hard pill.
That's how they get the viewers in tuned and drawn in. They want the drama, the reaction. You
They
know, so
really
Yeah.
do. They really do, because I was watching an interview where they were talking about Dakia in, and I don't know how true it was, but they were talking about Dakia and Clifton in Joy, and they were basically saying that, you know, Dakia knew from the, like, she knew that Clifton and Joy were a thing and they were together, and this is what this was. So when it kind of got down to the reunion that we saw, and it was like the explosive part, it was basically like, okay, you knew, and they pretty much was like, we're doing this just so you can kind of stay on the show and give you a storyline in a sense. But she knew what was going on. I mean, was there a lot of that going on based off of what you just told us, and just hearing that too?
Okay, yeah. So here, this is what's funny. And well, I'll tell you this. I knew that Clifton and Joy was a thing from the Mixer, which was the first episode. And then the second episode where he was sitting across from Joy and he said to her, "You gonna sit down and give," or sitting over there, and he's like, "You gonna sit down and give me my 10 minutes. They can wait."
Right.
I was actually sitting directly across from them when he said that, as Joy was getting ready to go on a date with me.
Wow.
I'm like, right. And I'm like, you mean to tell me I got to come behind this? I got to come behind that show more? Oh, come on, man.
No.
Yes, yes.
Oh my God.
And that's when you see me and her on our first date where we talking about, and that's why I was just like, okay, let me just go through these motions, because I already know my man got it in the bag.
Wow.
And so if anybody, if anybody knew, if anybody had two eyeballs,
it was you.
They saw what was going on with Joy and Clifton from the door. Now I will tell you the shade though. So Clifton and I, we were in the men's lounge, and we were talking about Joy. And I was like, me and we had this playful banter about Joy. So I would be like, man, I'm about to take Joy off you. So, it's all good. You know what I mean? And so we were like, so I said something like that. And he said, oh, okay, well, you know what, man, good luck to you. I said, ain't no good luck to me. It's already done. He said, well, may the best man win. And so what production did is they took that playful banter and they applied that to us as we were talking about the Kia on that, I think, on to the getaway.
Wow. Oh my God.
Right.
No one now in this experience, how these networks do with the production and the editing of shows. Will this change your mind state for future opportunities doing reality television?
Okay, so I'll tell you this.
You would approach it.
Right. So I would never do another dating reality show ever. Just cause that's just, I would never do that. I would do another reality television show that makes sense. Something that, where they're not contriving these sort of scenarios to create drama. Because the biggest thing for me was, you had a big platform of all these Black professionals, and then, we're showcased on television, and in some instances, we're looking like animals. And that was one of the things that I would never appreciate that. All of us, we collectively, work hard to get to where we are. And, those sorts of tarnishments, that they don't really translate well if you don't get good at it at the end of it all. As it goes on television, the last thing you see is what you think. Do you know what I mean? And so, moving forward, it would have to make sense. I would never do anything that would create drama.
No. I totally understand that. But I mean, I will honestly say that I really thoroughly enjoyed. I thoroughly enjoyed you. I've enjoyed the interviews that I have seen with you, because you've been very real and honest about your connections and just how things have been. Like I said, I watched the show for all of the seasons. But one thing that I did say is that we're behind schedule because we actually have our other guests that's getting ready to come on now. But I want to ask this one question before we get off. Paul, as the individual person that's not on Ready to Love Potomac, who are you? You are a producer, correct? Don't you?
Right.
You're producing. So if you could tell us a little bit about that, and then you can also drop your social media or how everybody can follow you. If you can let us know a little bit about who Paul is and what you got going on beyond Ready to Love.
Yes, indeed. So outside of that, Ready to Love, I've been a music producer since 1993. I've worked with major recording artists. I got my first real shot in 2004, by way of the late now DJ K Slay, who, just took me under his wing. We don't have enough time for me to tell you how many positive things that this man has done for me for no reason at all, other than the fact that he was just a great dude. But he's the one that got my first major recording artist, Busta Rhymes. He was the guy that put somebody, the first person on my music. So that was like dope. But yeah, I've been doing that for since '93. I'm still doing it. Right now. Yeah, now because of the show, I can get back to the lab and get the things cooking all over again, and and be everywhere you want to be, like Visa. Yeah, my social media handle is at I'm on IG 100 sightings. Yeah, there it is, right there. You can connect with me, keep up the speed with me, and see what I'm doing in my life. I'm here for it.
Yes. Well, we are here for you.
Yes.
Listen. Oh my God. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much for
coming
on. Like I said, we want to definitely bring you back on the show.
Yeah, for sure.
Studio, and we can get into your producing and everything else that you have going on. Again, I really enjoyed you on the show. I loved your honesty, and I don't know if you're still ready to love, but if that's the case,
always ready.
We are wishing you luck with that. Hopefully you find your goddess and everything. Yes. But again, thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me.
hanging with us tonight, and we truly wish you so much love and success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, see y'all, man. Thank you, man. Take care. All right, we'll see you.
Thanks, Paul.
All right.
All right, guys. So listen, what we're going to do is we're going to take a very super quick break, because when we come back, we have our second guest of the night, Shay and Fonzo. Put a ring on it, all right? Guys, you are live on the Miss O Show.
Ow.
Yeah. welcome back.
Hey.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hey, we back, y'all. Miss O Show's in the building with that damn Dada.
That goddamn Dada.
Show up.
Now, Swaggy, was you trying to go to the beat that Brian was popping off on a commercial break?
During the commercial break, yes, I was. I was trying to catch it, but it was just way off.
Wasn't that the one from last time?
I was about to start having to rap it for real.
I was like, is he gonna come back with bars? I thought he was gonna come back with bars.
I can't stop.
I might have to messing with Brian from here on out. I might have to switch the game up a little bit.
Brian be giving us totally different commercial music when we are virtual than when we are in the studio.
Yeah, he do. But he's still working it out, though. He's still working it out.
He is.
Love you, Brian.
We love you. So welcome back, guys. You are live on the Miss O Show with a Swangin' and Dada, our special guest co-host for tonight. Shout out to Nina. We love you and we miss you and we're sending you so much love for tonight. And again, shout out to Paul. Okay, shout out to Paul from Ready to Love Potomac. All right, he delivers and he delivered tonight.
So enough.
Like he learned the lesson too off of this experience.
Listen, he learned the lesson, and we learned a lot of stuff.
No more love shows.
No more love shows.
Like nope.
No. But we are keeping along because listen, I have been totally waiting for this interview. And without further ado, we are now going to be interviewing Shay and Fonzo for Put a Ring on It.
Welcome.
Hi.
What's going on? Looking like the Brady Bunch on this screen right now, almost.
Group love.
So much.
Oh my God, how are you guys?
I'm good.
Good, blessed and highly favored.
That part. Oh my God. Well, thank you so very much for taking time out of your evening to join the Miss O Show. I'm so happy that you guys are with us tonight. How are you both doing?
Ladies first.
Okay. Really good, trying to continue working through the process with everything that we learned and also dealing with the backlash of the process.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And how are you, Mr. Fonzo?
Oh, I'm good, man. I can't complain, man. Got a lot going on. And like you say, dealing with a lot of this backlash. Yeah, in airports, people want to jump on me about the show and everything. I'm like, it's a TV show. Like, calm down. Man, the ladies ready to fight. I'm like, it's a TV show. We didn't get to the end yet. Y'all, just calm down. It's going to be okay. Just calm down.
That's because that's because they were like, what you not gonna do is do our girl Shay.
Right.
No.
That's sis. That's what the girl say, sis. She's sis right now.
Right. Listen, that's Bay. That's Bay.
Yeah. Crazy.
But if we can just rewind a little bit, for the people that may not have watched the show or just getting caught up on the show, if you guys can tell a little bit about your experience in being on Ready to Love. Put a Ring on It. Right. You can just tell your experience about it and a little bit about yourself. Shay, you can go first.
Sure thing. So again, my name is Shay Prince. I am born and raised, should I say, in Jacksonville, Florida. I live between Miami and Atlanta now, and I am a computer engineer. So my experience with Put a Ring on It, it was good for the most part. Really clearing the air with a lot of the issues that reside in a lot of our relationships, whether it's financial, trust, communication. It really opened my eyes to not only the issues that I was going through with Fonzo, but also the issues that I had within myself.
Right.
And I would truly attribute the growth that I personally had to being able to be transparent in front of everybody, and telling my truth and just being who I am, no matter, what anyone thinks about that.
Wow. I love that.
So nice.
I love that. And you, Fonzo?
Hi, how you doing? I'm Fonzo. Alfonso, but y'all call me Fonzo. We family. Still, y'all call me Fonzo. From the show, I learned a lot about myself actually doing the show and having the therapist tell me a few things that I could work on and help me be a better person. So I took a lot away from the show, to be honest with you, and it helped. And use that to help with my relationship with Shay. So I learned a lot at the show. And as far as work, mostly I manage artists for MMG. I'm part of the label. The young artists help manage them. And I'm also an entrepreneur. I sell properties. I buy and sell properties, all kind of stuff. So I'm just really trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, for real.
Okay. Are we all?
Can't be mad at that at all.
Yeah.
For real.
No.
So what okay, so because the premises of the show is basically it's like couples where you've been together for a certain amount of time and you get to that point where it's whether, hey, we're going to take it to the next level or we're going to separate. So what made you guys decide that, you would go on the show, based off of, okay, maybe you had the conversations that y'all may have had together or whatever. What was the deciding factor that made you guys decide to go on the show? And also, how did you even get on the show? Like, did you audition or what?
So I definitely won't tell the trade secrets of the show, but I'll tell you that the reason why I was more inclined to do it and pull Fonzo along was because sometimes you need a third opinion. That's
right.
Someone that knows nothing about you that can really, set you straight. And when I say set you straight, they can give you other inputs that you may not see or the people around you may not see.
Right.
And so for me, it was totally to get an unbiased opinion and also to air him out.
Oh, bro, I feel for you, man.
Oh, man, listen.
She said also.
Hey, that's why I'm bald head now, man. I'll tell you, it took all my hair, man.
Listen. I know the feeling.
And for you, Fonzo, did you have anything else to add to that?
No, I mean, I did it for our relationship. Shay asked me to do it, so I'm like, anything that's gonna help us, our relationship build, let's do it. And actually, the therapy part was the hardest part, simply because us as Black folk, we don't believe in it. We always feel like we the men, we can be strong, and we don't need all that kind of stuff.
Right.
You may think you may be crazy. So that experience was so good to me because I learned a lot. Like, wow, I actually learned some stuff. So I mean, I still go now. Like I continue the process of doing it. Because I learned so much from it, and it made me better, I would say,
Nice.
That's
yeah.
How about with this experience, and I know you said you want an unbiased, I guess, reception of your relationship. How has that come about with the fans and social media, them viewing and everything? Do you kind of want to take that back from some of the comments or whatever you see, or do you actually value that? And the people that don't know you guys from Adam, do you value those opinions? Like how do you take that in, all the comments?
Well, for me, I absolutely do not care how people are going to react. Again, your reaction is going to be based on your life experiences.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Deal with, that doesn't mean 10 other people can't deal with it. Or what you have dealt with, that doesn't mean I'm going to deal with it.
Right.
Because we had the family dynamic involved, a person may say, oh, that's a deal breaker. I've seen women say I'm pathetic, how I act, I'm jealous, I'm all of the above. But in reality, what are you behind closed doors?
Right.
I'm just the truth. And if that's a problem for you, hey, maybe watch another show.
Yep.
Just
and
like
she
that.
said what she said.
Right.
Just like that.
But yeah, you can't really pay the comments any attention because people are really trying to hurt your feelings, and really they say a lot of stuff that don't make sense, and they're not going to understand your story. So you can't really even look. I don't even look at them. Sometimes I get bored. I may look and laugh a little bit, but a lot of times they really just like trying to hurt you and be real mean to you for no reason, man. And it's like if
the
you ain't a person will hurt you for real.
Of social media.
Yes, man.
The negative part.
Because they be so locked in. They be like, I will kill you.
People think they know you. They think they got
like
access
you
you easily.
You so mean. I'm like, I ain't got a mean bone in my body, but you don't know that. You're going on TV. It's different, man.
No,
Yeah,
that's right.
definitely.
it is
Wow.
different.
I totally get that. I mean,
Yeah.
like that's got to be one of the most challenging parts of it. Now, I watching the show, I have to say that I think that another one of the most challenging parts of it is you guys going on these dates. Now, listen, yeah.
Where my popcorn at? I need my popcorn right now.
I don't know. Is there audio to that, Brian? Can you hear it? Can we hear this?
I cannot.
Let's see if we can hear some audio.
You saying something Fonzo. I don't really know, to be honest. All I know is the hand motion and the head motion says something bad. Anytime a woman do like this, it ain't right. I'm talking to you.
Period.
Okay.
She's talking to you,
Okay,
sweetheart.
well, I'm not talking to you.
I'm grown. Super grown.
What'd you say?
I'm super grown.
Okay, and that's fine.
You got a problem with your being on a date?
I got a problem with you talking to me. I'm not
I think you got a problem with me being pretty.
Don't talk to
Well, don't
me.
say a word.
Okay, I can say
to
whatever
me.
I want to say.
You gonna look
okay,
like an
and
idiot.
so what?
Sweetheart.
Okay, and then what is it gonna
Sweetheart.
be?
I'm gonna sit right here and you still won't do nothing.
Mother, you might want to tell her. I'm gonna say whatever it is I feel like.
You can say something, but you're not gonna do nothing, though.
Definitely, you might. Fonzo,
Yes. So listen, okay.
Ooh.
Shay, woo.
I just have to give it to you. I have to give it to you. You know how they say some people build for it?
That's
I'm not built for it, 'cause
and
I
I'm
catch
and
the
I'm
case.
not
I will
either.
catch
And Shay was not either, and Shay has not been either. That's why I was gonna bring that up as far as the dates. Now I know what they were set in place to do, but my God, that has to be something, baby, because I cannot see, and I'm engaged, I cannot see some woman coming to my house to take my fiance on a date or my boyfriend on a date, and I'm supposed to be like, okay, have fun. And no, that is not happening. So what I mean, like, I mean, we see what we saw as far as the experience of these dates. Do you guys feel like those going on those dates actually served the purpose that they were supposed to serve, or that they was put in place to serve? Shay,
I want to know.
Ew.
No, they did not. I mean, in reality, just think about it. Outside of a TV world, as you said, would you be okay with that? Absolutely not.
No.
No way. And then to be on a double date sitting right next to
Oh, yes.
a woman, I don't care what nobody say. You're gonna snap.
That part.
Think about everything. Like, hold on, you laughing.
Right.
It ain't that funny.
Baby. Because I mean, honey, you was looking so beautiful, and you walked up in there and you had your date and everything. And I think you said like 5 words. And Fonzo walked in the door and you was like, look, I don't know what you saying, but anyway.
Shut it down.
And that would have been me like all day. I mean, the whole hibachi place would have been turned the hell upside down. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just saw a little bit of red, but y'all see
A little bit.
You didn't see everything leading up to it. Like I was on a date with the guy for 4 hours before.
Really? Huh?
4 hours?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my God, they made it seem like y'all had just like got there.
Wow.
That did not happen. I am a psychopath. I'm not gonna just I see him walk in. No, that's not the case.
So wait, you were on a date with him for like 4 hours. Was Fonzo on his date with her for that long a period of time, or?
No, we was waiting. So we had to wait. We waited. So we had to wait 4 hours.
Oh.
Before he was able to go in and do everything. Yeah, it was. So you got to think. So when you've been doing something for 8 hours, you kind of already agitated. It's a lot. It was a lot. It ain't as easy as everybody think. It's a lot. Like it really
it don't look easy.
No.
It looks stressful.
And then again, you know that's part of the process, but until you actually do it, like everybody say, oh, she knows part of the process. Until you actually do it, it ain't as easy as it looks. Until you actually walk in and see your girl or see your guy, like actually sitting there, and these dates really trying to, even if fake or not, but still just coming on to and all that, it's gonna make you upset. I don't care who he is. You can say but nah.
Now I have to ask though, Fonzo, because we saw Shay's emotions. We saw her reaction. We saw how she was reacting to you on a date with your date. But you didn't seem like it was bothering you seeing her on her date as much as it bothered her.
I mean,
Was it because you just aren't as, like expressive as she is?
No, I can control my emotions a little better than Shay, but also too, I don't get it twisted. I wasn't comfortable, but I held it in real well, and then I know what we have, so it's like I trust Shay. I'm not worried about her mess with this guy's nothing, so I wasn't worried about it, but it still bothered me. I didn't say anything because if you ain't noticed when he got up, he touched on the stomach. I was a little perturbed by that. I was like, why is he
hands off? Hands off.
Like, you know what I'm saying? See, she don't even know that. She didn't even know that. I ain't never even told her that. I was in the way. I felt away about that. I didn't like that. But
you should have been over there trying to move your date out the way. But no, you was too busy trying to get out the door. So therefore, somebody had to be secure.
Because I don't listen. I ain't trying to go to jail. I'm trying. Let's get out of here before the phone come.
You ain't trying to go to jail, but you are okay with Shay going because Shay was going to go to jail that night.
No, I was stopping her. I was trying to stop her. We both go to jail. Gonna bond us out.
Shay was ready. Shay was like, listen, I'm ready.
I had bond money on deck. Don't do nothing. I said, okay, well, hey, I might as well go all in.
Oh my
Lord, have mercy. That's definitely an experience right there. I don't know if I'll be able to deal with. So you held it together pretty well, my brother.
Yeah, I tried.
Oh my God. I mean, geez. So with the show, we talked about like some of the things that, were the challenging parts of it. And you also talked about how you feel like you have, grown within the show and the experiences that you experienced. I mean, without saying or whatever, do you feel as though that show, being on that show, has kind of brought you guys closer together? Or do you feel as though it's a situation where you kind of wish you never did it?
So we're not going to answer that question directly.
Right. In an indirect way. I want
everybody to tune in. But what I will say is that I believe as individuals, the show, again, has helped us realize a lot of the things that we had internally that we weren't dealing with ourselves. Before you really get into a relationship or you decide to move forward in a relationship, there are certain things that you need to ensure that you have. There are certain tools that you need to bring to the table. And, for me, being a well put together woman, I'm successful in my career. I don't have baggage from other relationships. I felt like I was the total package. I'm like, hey, I'm perfect. You the one with the problem. And, going through the process, it really helped me look at myself. And I'm like, hold on. As Dr. Cole said several times, I needed to give him room to really show me what he was going to do.
Yeah.
And I never did that primarily out of fear because of certain things that have transpired in the past.
Yes.
So I will say that the show has truly helped me take a look at myself in the area that I didn't even know I was lacking in.
Right.
Wow. And what about for you?
Yeah, for me, the show definitely helped me. I really learned my way of doing things wasn't the right way because I've been doing things a certain way so long that I felt like it was the right way. But talking with getting the therapy help and all that, it really showed me like I was really doing stuff the wrong way, and it could have hurt me in this relationship. It might have still have. I don't know yet, but I really learned a lot about myself, and I had to really dig deep and really look at myself like, wow, I was really tripping, And talking with the doctor, she really helped me with a lot of issues that I did have that I didn't think I had. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yes, I'm happy we did it. I'm really happy we did it.
I mean, I think one of the biggest takeaways that I kept hearing the doctor say was basically when it came down to Shay, she was like, give Fonzo the opportunity to show you what he would do without you kind of telling him what, to do or creating these boundaries or creating that. And I think that when I watched the show from the outside, being a fiance and being in a relationship, that even hit me because I'm like, a lot of times we set boundaries. A lot of times we say, hey, well, this is what you can't do in a relationship, this is what you can't do, and you're on your person a lot of times because you don't want to lose your person. You know, that fear kicks in and you don't want them to do something that can cause them to mess up the relationship. However, when you give them free space to do whatever it is that they would normally do, you get the opportunity to see what they would do. And I think that was the biggest thing that she kept saying to you, Shay. And I mean, do you feel like that was one of the biggest things that you kind of took away from that?
Absolutely, because in turn, what she really was saying is trust.
Yes.
I feel like I had a major issue with trust. And that's all it boiled down to. So it wasn't, you know, jealousy or the insecure part. It all boiled down to. And once that actual issue was tackled within myself, I'm like, okay, you know what? You can't worry about what he's going to do. I can't worry about the decisions that he's going to make behind my back, because if he does something that compromises our relationship, then I can deal with it. Then I can make the decision to say, these are the things that I'm going to put up with or not put up with if we decide to move forward.
Yes. No, definitely. Now,
agree with that 100%.
And also, too, can I say something?
Oh, of course. Go ahead, of course.
And that's one of the things I did learn. What you brought up was boundaries. I never had to use those before, so I learned that. You know, you gotta have boundaries for stuff to work. I didn't know that. I didn't know how to do that. And that was one of our issues. Like, she'd be like, do this, do that. I'm like, I don't know how. And that's what I learned. I didn't know how to set up boundaries. I didn't know. I really didn't. Which I think most men, we really don't. We just, as long as everybody's okay, we kind of just move along with it. But you really have to have boundaries to make sure everything is on the right path and nobody really get hurt, you know, especially your girl.
Wow. I like that transparency, Fonzo. And that kind of is actually a segue into the next question for actually you, Fonzo, because with watching the show, I know that you had struggles with, you know, blending your family with Shay. And I've actually since seen that your child's mother had responded to, and she's given her opinion on everything. And if that's okay, I'm going to read what she said, and I would love for you to respond to it, and also Shay, for you to give your opinion on, you know, his response. So she said, you know, I value him as my child's father. Had he been straightforward from the beginning, none of this would have been going on. We have had years of history together. His mom and I will always have a great relationship. We are doing a wonderful job co-parenting. I've moved on. I'm not the problem. His mom is not the problem. Their issues are bigger than me. Hopefully now he will be truthful and honest with Shay. She's cool, but he has to realize he needs to do what makes him happy and not let anyone control him. The cheating and the lying has to stop. He has been this way for years. Shay needs to relax and understand that she does not need to fight or argue with other women. If you're his woman, then you need to stop trying to validate yourself through these other women. Conduct yourself accordingly. They do not deserve all of your energy. Put him to work and let him explain. I went on through the same thing for years, and he just wants a woman to love and the attention, and they give him that. He has to work on Fonzo. I wish them both well.
So, you said that one breath.
That's a lot.
Right. That's a lot. I thought it was a quote.
Take a breath. I really need a breath. Take a breath.
That was a lot. So, Fonzo, I will give you the floor. Like, what is your response to her response to everything?
I mean, I was as surprised as everybody else when I seen it, because I didn't understand where she was coming from with it when her and Shay had just talked. So I'm like, why would you even post something like that? So if you ask me, I just felt as though she just wanted everybody to know who she was. Other than that, I didn't see no point of I didn't see the point of the post. Like, I think she just wanted, since everybody was saying baby mama, she want to say, I'm the baby mama. Like, this who he talking about. So other than that, I don't know why she posted that. I have no idea. Didn't make sense to me. Yeah.
So there is no validity in what she said in the post?
No, because she's contradicting herself in the post. First she said she's over me. Now she's like, oh, but Shay needs to understand this and that. But what you mean? If you're over me, why are you even posting something on here? Like, what was you speaking about? It don't make sense. So, right. You know, she just want a little notoriety. She just want people to know who she was, pretty much, if you ask me. Other than that, I don't know what she's talking about.
And actually, that post could have come from the boundaries that he set.
Or the boundaries that he didn't set. Either or, right?
No, because actually she could have posted it without even put the daddy name, like child's father. Nobody need to know that.
True story.
Did I right there telling you she just wanted everybody to know who she was? She could have said the same thing without putting my child's father.
So she probably, I mean, it sounds like it might be a situation where it's like, hey, you know what? This might be an opportunity for me to like put myself out here and put my face out there as well.
That's all it was.
Shay, beautiful Shay, like what's because you sitting there so pretty and so like just pretty and
probably tapping and everything.
Okay. What is your thoughts on her response?
I mean, again, everyone is entitled to their opinion. They're entitled to speak their piece. I've never spoken on her. If you've watched the show thus far, I've never even mentioned her in a
right
or anything. He actually, Fonzo, was the one to bring up the situation between his mom and her. So I was just a little perplexed,
right.
as to where the whole comment came in, and then for you to give me advice.
Right. Right.
Like, okay,
unwanted.
Oh, and one other thing. One other thing too. Again, like Shay said, nobody ever brought up on the show.
Right.
Nobody said anything bad. So what was the point? I didn't say I hate my baby. No, she didn't say nothing about baby mama. I ain't saying nothing. I just told what the story was, what led up to what was going on. Which the mother was the issue. We never said nothing about the baby mama being the issue. So again, didn't make no sense.
And let's not say his mom was the issue.
I mean, well, that was our issue. We'll say that was our issue.
Yeah, it wasn't that, and let me clarify that. It wasn't that his mom was the issue. At the end of the day, when you come into a situation and people are comfortable with how things have been going and change may occur, they feel as though, okay, this change could be negative just on the history of what a person may or may not have done. And wasn't privy to. I don't know how Fonzo may have reacted in past relationships. I don't know, what he may or may not have said. And I never tried to get in between that.
Right.
But at some point, you are going to speak up for yourself. You're going to say, okay, well, no, something isn't right about this situation. So either you or let me go. And that was the only point. I never had an issue with his mom. I've never had an issue with his child's mom. And at the end of the day, that is not the only child Fonzo has. So it's one situation, such a
right.
Wow.
People searching for relevancy. That's all that is.
That's what that is.
Preach, brother. Preach.
That's what it is.
Because it didn't make sense.
That's it.
Crazy.
God.
Mess around and set boundaries. That type of stuff happens.
Well, but another thing, I'm a woman at the end of the day, so I'm never going to bash anybody that has a role in his life or any man that I would have gotten with, married, whatever the case may be, because again, she is still the mother of his child. Even to this day, I may not have liked what she said, but I respect what you say.
Right.
Absolutely fine. But again, communication.
Yes. I agree.
It just goes so many different ways on how you could take it. So
I agree.
Previous conversations were had before, and it was just post. Here it is. Everyone read.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I think what bothered me, or what I didn't necessarily like about it, is like, okay, if it was almost like, okay, you're mentioning how great of a father Fonzo is, and then you say you're over the situation, but it was almost like backhanded issues when it came down to Shay, and like I just don't see where that's necessary. You know what I mean? Like that's just not like I have a child. I'm a single mother. You know what I mean? Like to have me say something, or my child's father say something about me in a negative light, like, or someone, or my fiance, it's like, okay, it's just not necessary. It's just totally not necessary. And especially when it's a situation where it's like you said, okay, you didn't have to put all of that out there. You just wanted some type of relevancy, knowing that, okay, they're on this platform and I want some relevancy. And I don't think that that's fair. I don't like that at all.
Now, had me or Shay said something bad, I would have understood that more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Exactly.
when nobody ain't saying nothing bad about you, why post something like that?
Not
This
saying
that
it.
limelight.
Yeah, you
Gotta
know,
keep that.
I'll get to me. It's me. Me. I'm big.
I never said anything to begin with. So if I
No.
didn't say nothing to begin with, I don't know why I'm drugged in
Yeah.
anyway. If she,
And you didn't like. I mean, like I said, I watched the show from the first episode
Right.
all the way down to last, and it never was that.
You never heard no baby mama slander the whole time.
Never.
Like, what was the point?
Never at all. Never at all.
Well, safe to say, you know what that's about. This
That
from the
part.
outside looking.
That part.
So without telling us too much, what can we expect for the rest of the season?
you can expect some more highs, some lows, some real deal getting into it, and then again, you know, the ending may really shock you.
Oh.
I would say, listen.
I don't know.
Make sure you tune in. It's fine. Listen. I'm a fan of it. I haven't seen this. I'm a fan. It's good.
I'm a fan too, because I know we have you guys
good.
on the show tonight. I know we have you guys on the show, but I have to say this is the best season, because I'm so invested in all three of the couples, because all three of the couples are all unique, you know?
Right.
And there's so much passion and so many, like, I can honestly say with this season, I truly feel and I believe that these are real, genuine couples that really love each other and want to stay together and want to figure it out and are at that crossroads. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like it's a production situation.
Right.
Because, you know, when I see it, like, I see the genuineness of all these couples and the things they're going through, that which all of us in relationships have experienced. And we see ourselves in one of these three couples in some aspects.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you are not watching Put a Ring on It, you have got to watch it, guys.
Missing out. Better tune in.
You are missing out. I mean, it is amazing. And the different projects that she has you guys doing. I mean, besides the going on dates, because I still couldn't do that. I'm sorry, baby. I'm like, listen, I couldn't do it. I'm a Leo. Okay.
You already know.
I couldn't do it. My man would be dead. I'd be sitting there. I'd be sitting in his car like, so, where we going and who we going out with? And okay, you better not be spending your coins on her, because you that's our coins. You ain't spending on. I'm sorry.
Oh man, you sound like Shay.
That's because me and Shay here.
That's what it is. Yeah.
She can eat when she get home.
Okay. Chicken nuggets and French fries, because she ain't getting no nice filet mignon type meal.
How she get home?
Man, listen.
So beyond the show, because again, I mean, I love the show. I love who you guys are on the show, but you guys are also individuals. Mm-hmm. And you guys are also into amazing things and do amazing things as individuals besides Put a Ring on It. So I would love for you guys to tell us a little bit about who you are and the things that you do beyond that, because you guys have an extensive resumes beyond the show. So we can start with you, Fonzo. If you can tell us a little bit.
I'm gonna go first. I'm a gentleman. Women first.
Okay, well, Shay, if we can start with you, Shay.
He got that from therapy.
I learned. Brother,
listen, he's like, go.
He said, go ahead,
ladies first. Ladies first.
Thank you. So, like I mentioned, I'm a computer engineer. I've been with the Fortune 500 company for over 10 years. Outside of that, I do a lot, y'all. Ooh, I don't get no sleep. But my foundation, the Pink Queen Bee, is for women with different disorders that face, from breast cancer to something that I personally suffer from, which is endometriosis.
Oh, wow.
So we do a lot of different women empowerment activities. We do supports for women that they may not have a good support system. Maybe one that's not as good as I did, because thank God my whole family, as you can see from the show, will rally around me like it's nothing.
Yes.
And then, of course, just day-to-day life. My family plays a huge role in everything that I do. My mom, I see her and talk to her all the time. That's like another. And then my accessories line. So many women have been writing me about my lipstick, my earrings, and I promise you guys, I've owned a boutique store for over 12 years.
Wow.
I am now doing an online store that will open June 1st. And so all my cute little
Congratulations.
Yes.
thank you will be available for purchase at statusbyshay.com.
Statusbyshay.com. I love it too. And a little birdie told me that you are still working, like you were still working while you were doing the show.
Every day.
How in the entire world were you still working your actual job and still doing the show? Wow.
And some days, that's why I guess a lot of people didn't understand. I had to learn to do my own hair, my own makeup. We didn't have glam squads as people would assume. So I would get up sometimes at 4 or 5 in the morning to get myself ready. I start working at 6 a.m. We might film all day until 8 p.m. and then do it all again the next day, sometimes 7 days a week. But, I'm built for this.
That's right.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And see, and this is why I love these, like, I really wanted to bring you guys on, and I love these type of interviews because, as people who are watching the show, we see things and we think, oh, they gotta have glam squad and they, this is what they do. And apparently they must, like, magically, we don't think that you guys have other jobs. So, like, oh, they got all time in the world. They just on the show and this is what they do. And then so to know, what you're doing and the fact that you're still doing that while also doing the show, doing your own hair, makeup, getting up 4 o'clock in the morning and making this happen. I think when we watch these shows, we forget that you guys are actual people.
Right.
With actual lives,
With skills.
Yes. With skills. With real skills. Okay. Like doing the damn thing. So congratulations, Shay, on everything you have going on. That is so bomb. So awesome. I love it. You're such a beautiful spirit. I picked that up when I watched the show, and congratulations definitely on everything that you have.
I love seeing Black women.
Boss all day. Yes. All right. Now, Mr. Fonzo. I almost sound like the doctor.
Yeah, for real. That's how she do. Mr. Fonzo.
Mr. Fonzo. And she be so pretty and prim and proper. Mr. Fonzo. Yeah. Let's go on to you.
Yeah, well, like I said, I started the show off with I help manage new artists that come on to MMG label. Help manage Ross to an extent, like certain tours, certain hostings. I got my own artists get ready to come out. Y'all be looking for when I post it. Y'all please check them out. I think you're gonna really do some. I got a t-shirt line get ready to drop, clothing line. What else I go? Oh, hookah bar. Hookah bar is another. We'll say maybe July, August. So hopefully, I'm praying. So July, August, man, I'll be looking for that, man. Just please support, man, and support your boy, man. Just check me out, man. I'm trying to do so much, man. Just show me some love, y'all can, man.
Oh my God, y'all are just like such a freaking power couple. Yes. Well, hopefully y'all are still the power couple.
I was gonna say he's
I'm like, damn, because I'll be mad if y'all not still the power couple.
I know, right?
My castmate.
If I get to the end of the show and y'all ask like together.
Oh, one more thing too. The clothing line is for the big guys now. So little guys, I can't help y'all, but for my big guys, man, I gotta look out for it. Yeah, they be talking Xbox clothes. So.
Well, listen, that's a lane. That's a lane. There's a lane for that.
I know we need love. Show us some love, man.
I'm long, so do I fit in? I'm long.
Okay, that'll work. Yeah.
He said I ain't long. Oh my God.
Yeah, so,
well, I mean,
we got a quick question that came in. Where is the hookah lounge going to be?
It's gonna be in Broward. I don't know if y'all know anything. Florida, with Miami,
Florida.
Broward. It's gonna be in Broward, Florida, and like the Miramar area.
Okay.
Oh,
All
nice.
right.
Uh-huh.
Wow,
Good
I'm
stuff.
so excited. I am so excited.
They ask the question, make sure they check it out now. All these asking the questions, make sure they get in the building.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We got to take
We
that
got to
trip
take
down
a trip
there.
to Florida, y'all.
There
So,
you go.
no.
I'm gonna set you up nice. Ain't worry about it.
We love
All
Florida.
right,
so
say
we
less.
We definitely gonna come through, and then we'll have to bring you back on. You know, when you do the premiere and your open night and all that good stuff and everything.
Now you talking. Now you talking.
might even do the Miss O show on the go.
Okay,
Ooh.
you know we be on the go.
Ooh. Oh man.
We be on the go, so we can definitely do the Miss O show on the go when you have that off opening.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
But listen, oh my God, like we thank y'all so much for, coming on the show tonight. Again, I love y'all's energy. Like we just got finished interviewing another person that was on OWN Network. And when we see people and we watch these shows, it's kind of hard. Like you pick up the energy, but it's harder to pick it up because, it's production, there has to be a production. But I saw the genuineness of both of you guys. When I watched the show, I genuinely saw the genuineness of both of you. And Shay, baby, I was like, oh, I just love her. I love her so much. I was like, I just love her because I knew and I saw that she just was a woman that was a woman of virtue. And that's just what I saw. Without even talking, getting to know you or anything, I just knew you were a woman of virtue. And Fonzo, having father, brother, fiance, a lot of men in my life, I also can honestly say that I knew that you were a good man, a man that just, we're trying to figure out proper ways of navigating a relationship, which we all are. Because there is no instructions to this.
Yeah.
A lot of us be failing like shit. We just be failing.
Right.
Straight crash dummies until we get it right. But if you guys, again, before we get off of here, Shay, we'll start with you. If you can just, again, give all of your social media and just plug everything so everyone can make sure they follow you and keep abreast and get all your accessories and everything that you got going on.
Absolutely. So all of my stuff is really consistent. It's Shay, SHAY, Princess, like, the princess, put a ring on it.
Yes.
And my accessory line is Status by Shay, but you'll find everything on Shay Princess. If you go on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, I'm there. I do respond to people.
Good stuff.
Yes. I love it. And Fonzo, how can everybody follow you? And how can we know how to get to this hookah lounge? To get our VIP
sure you follow
table?
me. I got you. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at fatboy6661. That's 3 6 and a 1. Facebook, I'm on everything. Twitter's same handle. And also, to one more thing, let me share. Also, I sponsored this youth football program. Miami Garden Chiefs, 10U. So if you guys come check us out, I'll be at the game. Holler at me, whatever. I'll be at the games, tournaments. Just make sure check my kids out, man.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
AKA Hot Boys. That's their nickname, the Hot Boys. So
y'all come check them out. The Hot Boys. Yeah. Are they good?
Of course, number 3 in the nation.
Big up. Big up.
So y'all come to Miami, make sure y'all check them out, man. If you can, come support the kids.
Now, me and my fiance are gonna be in Miami in July, so we're gonna hit y'all up.
Oh, let's do it.
We're gonna hit one of y'all up because we don't know if we're gonna be able to. We don't know if y'all gonna be together, so we're gonna hit you up.
Hey, I guess you want to hang with me. I'm the fun one now. So I'm gonna go to the Crown.
There you
go to a couple of clubs.
Well, we're gonna split our time up. We'll be there for like
I'm trying to
4
tell you.
days, so we're gonna do 2 with Fonzo. We're gonna be with Shay, but we gonna.
I'm trying to tell you the contact now. Remember I told you.
Yo, we
No,
gonna have
that's
a good
right.
time. But again, guys, thank y'all so much. The Miss O Show wishes you guys so much love
Yes,
and
indeed.
whatever your journeys. Honestly, I don't know whether you guys are gonna end up together. But I truly, truly wish you guys so much luck, so much love, happiness, and blessings. I hope that through this journey, you guys do find that you stay together. I hope that I see on social media that your ass put a ring on and Fonzo. I'm just saying. Okay.
I'm
Let him
thinking
put a
about
ring on my girl's finger. I'm just saying. But anyway, I hope. But in the event that just doesn't happen, I just wish both of you guys so much love and so much blessings and just all of that, because you both are just awesome people, honestly.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
I love it.
So,
Because we really appreciate you taking the time out to hear our side of the story with things, and
Right.
we will have some decent news for you in a little bit.
Yes.
Oh,
And anything you have, Fonzo, your artist, make sure you send it our way. We have music on the show and everything, so we'll get
Most
your
definitely.
artists out and play
Most
them. If you want us to interview them, any of that good stuff. Listen, Shay, if you got your products, you want us to put it out there. Send it to us. We got y'all. Y'all family now.
I appreciate it. That's what I'm talking about.
Y'all family. Well, again, thank you so very much for joining us. You guys have an awesome night.
Thank you. You too.
All right, appreciate it.
Y'all be blessed.
Y'all be safe. Be safe.
Yes.
That was
They
dope.
so
That was
sweet.
dope.
They're so
That
cute.
was dope.
They are too
Yo,
cute together.
all the time.
I hope they still together, but
Yeah, they better be together. Yeah,
Like,
man, they
I'm
better
gonna
be.
be so hot.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm invested now.
I'm telling you.
You said you invested now?
I'm invested. I need to
I've
see
been
that work
invested.
out.
'Cause I'm telling you, if I watch this show and they do not end up together, I'm gonna be so hot. I might flip a few tables.
Right?
Because I love them together. Like, they are so perfect for each other. Like, they are just like, you can see you can feel their energy. You can tell the love. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I love about the show, and just what I love about doing these interviews and just people in general, you get to see what a lot of people do not understand, that relationships require work. Bringing two individual people that are two individual different people together and trying to merge in one union is work. It's work.
Every time I hear the topic, I'm just like, you guys are preaching to the choir. And when I just think of this type of show, I just wonder, like, you know, we've had a conversation. Me and my husband, we've been together. It's about to be 15 years, but we're in 1 year of marriage.
We need our
so when it comes to something like this, but it being televised, I wonder if we would have had this opportunity made early on in our relationship, and this being televised, would that have made us or would that have broken us? Would we have gotten married earlier and fixed issues instead of going on for years and being just how we've been, our individual, you know, people trying to, you know, work and grow something. We grew something, but it was just a lot of self, individual within, you know, the relationship. And it literally took years and years and years of growth. And that came with time, you know. But an opportunity like that, it just makes you wonder, like,
I know.
It can make you or break you. That's for sure. It can definitely make you or break you.
It definitely can. And I mean, I think it definitely can. It definitely can make you and break you when it comes down to the aspect of the fact that on that show, they literally have the people dating other people. Like, the premise of the show is that everybody goes on dates with other people, and she really wants it to where you're not setting boundaries, because the premise is to see what your partner is going to do if they are given the opportunity to do whatever the hell they would want to do. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you think about it, you, Dada, being married and me being engaged and everything, like, you know, if your mate, if the way of you kind of seeing what your mate was going to do is that you're giving them a free pass to go on dates and you're going on dates, it's like, yo,
first of all,
oh my God. Like, first of all, listen, I'm sorry. Like,
we said And
Well,
from
would
time
you
to
all
time, we
go
don't
on a
watch
date
all
though?
these dating shows, but from time to time, we sit and we watch a couple, these dating shows, and automatic we kind of put ourselves in, the man position or looking through it from the woman's perspective. And
Right.
sometimes off of this, especially with being together so long, I look automatically and I'm like, nope, not her. Nope.
So would either one of you all go out on a date similar to what they did on the show?
I mean,
For
yeah,
TV
I would do it.
purposes,
Because
I probably.
I
I
hear
mean,
y'all.
it's TV,
I
so I
hear
kind of
y'all
really
saying
wouldn't have an
hell no,
option.
your man can't do it. Y'all are saying hell no, my man can't do it. But you all aren't saying if you all would or wouldn't.
I would feel weird.
I mean, yeah, I would
hell.
too. I would
Like,
too.
no.
And I'm not saying that he couldn't do it. I mean, like if we were on the show and I'm just being facetious. I mean, like if we're on the show and to be honest with you, like I trust my man. I trust him I trust him to be who he gonna be. That's what I'm saying.
It ain't the
Because
man, it's the other women we don't know. Nope.
Because right. And I mean the thing is that I don't care if I got you tied around in a with a rope around your neck. I cannot, stop you from doing what the hell you want to do.
Yeah.
You're gonna do what you want to do. So my thing is my motto has always been I'm allow you to do what you want to do. And only you can determine if what you're gonna do could possibly ruin our relationship. And if you're willing to take that risk, then that's on you. But I have way too much in my whole life to focus on and to be worrying about what the hell you're doing.
Right.
So do you. My motto has been like, do you. But if we're in that type of situation, yes. I mean, I'm going to allow you to go on them dates because you know why? I worked my ass off to be the woman I am and to provide what I provide. So I feel as though, honestly, that I want you to see what's out there. I want you to have that opportunity to see if what did I miss? Did I miss something?
No, I hear Brian.
I'm looking at
Yeah.
Brian.
Like Brian is like, you ain't got to
He
go
gave
home
that
with you.
cue.
You playing it.
Brian, like I'm
exit tune.
Exactly.
Yes, Brian, we're getting off, but I would say this really quick. I'll say it just really quick. Like, I'm gonna give you the opportunity, to see what's out here. Because sometimes you think the grass is greener, and sometimes people think that, what I'm dealing with in my relationship is so bad. But when they get the opportunity to go on these dates and date different people, you get to see kind of like what's out here. So yes, I would allow him to go.
I agree with
I
that.
also would go too.
I agree. But what you do it on television?
I mean, I wouldn't go on television to do something like that, period. Because I mean, I'm gonna figure it out myself. I mean, like, if I go on television, more than likely, if I go on television, just being in the industries that I've been in,
I'm gonna have to look into these shows that come around this neighborhood. I mean,
I'm just saying you should go.
I'm just saying, if I go on there to do it on there, it's because I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna benefit off of it, and I'm gonna capitalize on that. I'm gonna get some people that I can, be able to bring more followers to my shows and shit. Like, I'm doing it from that perspective.
Yeah, gotta go on strategizing.
I'm always looking at a way to grow the audience to get more coinage. So that's the only reason, and the only reason I'm gonna be willing to go on there. Because if I can maximize the exposure,
and pretty much that's about it. That's about it.
I'm gonna do it. But
I don't think that I'll be able to find that.
Find what?
Oh
Why
yeah.
not? Why not?
That's just too much going on at one time. That's all that is. Like, shit, you got me dating 4 and 5 different people at one time in one house. I
can't do that. That's too much for me.
I can't do it either. I can't do it either. And I'm like I'm a flirt. Like, I'm a flirt. So I don't even want to, and I trust myself. So it's not like it's gonna be a situation where, I'm going out. But I'm the type of person where I lead with feminine energy. Like, I'm a really soft feminine person. So I'm not, I'm gonna be friendly. I'm a friendly with people, women, men. Like, that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be a situation where, like, he might look at it and be like, wow, she's really into this guy. Whereas I'm literally just giving him energy because I give people energy. I am a people person that's very, feminine and open. I don't want that man being like, I done took I done took his fiance or his girl, like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
They would have me looking as bad as Paul was looking for.
I was gonna say Paul.
I would be
All
looking
kinds of
worse
edits
than
up in
Paul
there.
on that shit.
I can see you being like Barry. I can see Barry Baby being like Paul. But listen, we gotta go. It is 10 o'clock, guys. We thank you so very much for tuning in. Thank you, Paul from Ready to Love Potomac. Make sure that you follow him. That is 100 sightings. I think that is, yes, at 100 sightings on Instagram. Thank you so very much, Shay and Fonzo from Put a Ring on It. Shay Prince. That's at Shay Princess on Instagram. Make sure you follow her. And Status by Shay. That's coming soon. That's her website. And make sure you also follow Fonzo at Fonzo Morgan at Fatboy6661. So you can get your hookah, and he got some artists coming out. He's also worked with Ross and all of that. Make sure you follow him, support them. If you're not watching Ready to Love and Put a Ring on It, do that now. Go on demand and catch those repeats and get caught up because they are two awesome shows. We thank you guys for tuning in. We will not be live next Monday. It's going to be a repeat, but thank you so much. And listen, Dada, that damn Dada, thank you, baby, for joining us.
Damn Dada.
There you go.
Thank you for joining us, darling.
You know I love y'all anytime.
We love you. And also, thank you so very much to everybody that's tuning in. We will be back in studio on June 6th with a dope show. We love our girl Nina, and we hope and everything, pray everything for her, love out to her. And again, thank you to Miss O Show listeners. We love you guys.
Easy.